Hi and welcome to Iceland Roundup.
Jesus, I'm so sorry. Sorry. Okay.
Okay, we should try again.
No, it's fine.
No,
You got the clap.
Disgusting.
Oh my god. Okay.
All good things start with the clap.
Hi and welcome to Iceland Roundup, where me, Aðalsteinn and Sindri make an honest attempt at rounding up the last week of Icelandic news.
Maybe one day we should make a dishonest attempt.
I think that's every week, though, isn't it? I don't show here trying to discuss the news. I mean, I do, but I also don't.
The dishonest word in that sentence is honest.
Yeah, okay.
This week we're gonna...
The only objective truth is that there is no objective truth.
Oh,
welcome
the news is done. You can go home.
Yeah, welcome to...
rolling in the deep.
Yeah, welcome to the disinformation age.
It'll get shallow, don't worry.
Well, first of all, we're not only going to talk about 4 or 5 news pieces, we're also going to answer a bunch of listeners' questions.
Yay.
Which will be a fun
I'm
inroads
always
into...
just surprised we have actual listeners.
No, I love the questions. They're so much more intelligent than anything that happens in Icelandic news.
Yeah, or on this show.
Yeah, same thing, right?
Yeah.
We are the news now.
Shall we begin? Okay, I'm just going to give a little overview before we begin. We're going to talk about the recent court cases regarding the interest rates of the Icelandic banks in vis-a-vis housing loans.
Which is exactly as exciting as it sounds.
I'm going to need a lot of fucking caffeine for this.
Yeah, then we're going to talk about somebody who got stuck in the Highlands with her mom.
Oh, God.
Snow and ice expected all over Iceland. The last criminal case following the Icelandic criminal case following the 2008 economic collapse has been resolved. And 2 instances of the police rating the wrong address have been recorded this year. That's basically what we're going to go into. And then talk about questions. Answer them, preferably. We'll see.
Maybe.
This
Or
is an
ponder them.
interesting question. Yeah.
Such an interesting question. Yeah, should we start with getting stuck in the Highlands?
Yeah, with your mom.
Yeah.
With your mom, yeah.
That's like adding insult to injury.
So this kind of links into the news about sort of expected blizzard tomorrow.
Yeah, we got the first snow this week.
Yeah, so
Nice.
tomorrow the weatherman, plural, are expecting 20 to 30 centimeters of snow in Reykjavik.
There are more than one weatherman in Iceland.
The weatherman,
Yeah.
man.
Mom.
They sort of coagulate to form one whole mass.
We are the weatherman,
Yeah.
Stormur.
like the Borg.
The metaphorical weatherman.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of them is probably Siggy the Storm, but he wasn't commenting on this.
Yeah, he was.
He was?
Yeah, I'll bring up his comments while you...
Oh, God. So tomorrow we're expecting a lot of snow in Reykjavik, in the southwest of Iceland, in the south of Iceland, and in the southeast and east of Iceland. And the roads are already quite slippery, so anybody out there driving around Iceland to check out the sites, be mindful of the road conditions. And and plan for tomorrow or the following day.
It's like half the country could shut down. It's like, gee, it's almost like we should have some trains.
Mm-hmm. We have Siggy the Storm comments.
Yes.
There is a real winter coming, if my calculations are correct.
Okay.
So yeah, there we have it.
Winter's coming.
Winter is coming.
Coming all over us.
Yes.
But to preempt this, a mother and a son who arrived in decent weather at Landmannalaugar, which is this beautiful spot in the Icelandic Highlands that everybody should visit if they can.
Yep, preferably not at the same time as we have now.
No, so they went there on Saturday in decent weather, and there's like a paved road up to the 1970s hydroelectric dams that are up there, and then you have to go on to a gravel road and drive for like 30 kilometers before you get to Landmannalaugar.
You're playing fast and loose with the concept of road.
It's not a great road, but you can drive it in like a kind of a normal car. slowly. So they went there on like one of those.
I would not go there on my car.
No, probably not.
No.
They went there on one
So
of
how
those.
do you see the dams? I mean, I personally can't go like a week without seeing the dams.
No, you can drive up to the dam on a like paved road.
Mm-hmm.
Like, could I ride a hop there?
I think it's outside the hop zone. But
Damn it, we can't have anything good in this country.
But I think if you don't park the hop, you can.
You can get away with it.
Yeah.
But I'm sure what's the mileage on these things? How far can they go on one charge? 50 kilometers?
Yeah, 50, 60.
Yeah, it wouldn't
something.
work.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry.
Unless
You
you
would
have
never-
like extra.
It's
batteries.
2025. It's like, yeah, all right.
Or you can like if you hook it up to like what do they call these sort of diesel engines that give you
Have like a
electricity?
diesel converter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Then that
strapped
might
to your
work.
back.
that might work.
Yeah, it actually seems less insane to me than the people who go on like the long bicycle trips with like the extra bike full of stuff and they have like a backpack and like bags on the side. It's like, this is your idea of freedom.
Yeah, and fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some
I don't
people just like pain and the risk of instant death on the road.
Yeah.
The roads aren't that wide around the country, so you're like biking on these sort of, with all of your gear and you're getting passed by traffic that's uncomfortably close.
I mean, I dig bicyclists being on the road as like a statement, but it's like, you are risking your life.
Yes.
Like in a very real way.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, they camped in a what do you call it? Camping van? I guess that they rented probably somewhere.
Yeah, they slept in the back of the van,
in a
Yeah.
camper van.
And woke up on Sunday morning
Dead. No.
with no way
No.
to
Okay.
hold their
You
hat.
don't wake up dead. Yeah.
With no way to hold their hat. That
You
didn't
just
hurt.
die. Right.
Yeah, completely snowed in, and I imagine it must have been an absolute pain in the ass to drag that car, which was dragged by the search and rescue team, back onto the paved road.
Could they would they allowed to separate? Could one of them, like after spending that much time alone together, one of them could ride in the cab with the SNR guys?
That's potential.
I remember I had to get towed once, like the engine of my Subaru, started smoking when I was going up the fucking, Kveragere, whatever.
Oh yeah, Kampar.
Yeah, and like we had to pull over and get a tow truck. And we had just come back from like a cabin trip with a lot of drinking, and we were all wearing like animal onesies, like pajamas.
As you do.
And I was like, and I said to my friends, like, okay, so, like somebody has to sit up front with the tow guy. And I'm like, I will happily pay for this tow, but one of you guys has to sit up front with them. And they just like looked at me like, I was like, fuck you guys. And I don't think I've ever really forgiven them for that. Like I spend less time with those people today, and I think I know why. I had to sit for like an hour in my onesie.
What kind of a onesie was it? Were you a panda, polar bear?
I think I had like a snake one,
Oh,
where like
okay.
the hands were snakes too.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked it. But
Great
like,
look.
Were you
Yeah.
like sneaking your hands?
It was like a half hour of super awkward silence, and then after like 30 minutes, he was like, "So, were you guys doing a lot of drinking, or?"
No.
And you were like, do I smell a bit? Or?
Yeah, it's like, what is this alcohol you speak of?
Yeah, you must have smelled it on your breath and not caught it from
I
anything
smelled
else.
it from
Yeah.
my snake hand breath.
Yeah,
Like,
that hand had been drinking beer all
Yeah.
night.
yeah, I hate it when my snakes have been drinking.
Yeah.
So boozy.
They rattle a lot when they're hungover.
They rattle in their sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as some of you may know, the Iceland suffered an economic collapse in 2008.
Really?
Yeah, it was October, so it's 15 years ago.
Congratulations. What can you do when you're 15?
15? No, what? It's longer.
16? Is it 16 years now?
17.
Fuck. Wait. Yes, sorry.
2008
17. Yeah, sorry.
2025.
We did this
It's
math.
been like 3 years since the last episode, so
Yeah.
We did this math on the show not too long ago. I don't know
Yeah.
why I was thinking 15.
And
Sorry.
it's complicated math, so
Yeah.
Yeah, the Icelandic economy is like accelerating so quickly that it's altering the flow of time in this country.
Yeah.
Based on like our qualifications at math, we could have been running one of those banks.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have done any worse. So,
We probably would have done a better job because the loss of our bank wouldn't have been so much because we
wouldn't have
been
had
able
the-
to like
loan so much money.
take on so much debt.
Probably not.
So the lesson is really get lesser qualified people to run the banks.
Or people who are qualified at different things than taking really risky financial.
Okay, or that.
Yeah, which is maybe this. I mean, we both have housing loans, so I think we don't qualify.
No.
All of so anyway, the last Icelandic.
At least you guys have a plan.
Yeah, well.
Plan. Yeah, I have a subscription to the Viking Lotto.
Yeah.
One what's it called? Ein lína, ein röð.
One
like
row of numbers.
One row of numbers.
One bump.
That's
one
my plan. That's my financial plan.
Yeah. What about the taxes you have to pay of that?
You don't have to pay taxes.
Wow.
Not on Lotto, Viking Lotto, Eurojackpot.
It's only in America where you have to pay taxes on such winnings, right?
Yeah, this is exempt from taxes. It's like the Icelandic Sporting National Sporting Association or something. I don't know what's it called. They run it.
They run okay.
Yeah.
But the last Icelandic criminal case was finalized in 2021, but the case that was finalized last week was something that the Luxembourg authority had been pursuing.
A luxury case.
A luxury case.
That ended with them like paying a fine. It's
Yeah.
like they settled out of court.
For 11 million each, 3 guys.
Yeah.
The former CEO of Kaupthing Iceland, Hreiðar,
Yeah.
the former CEO of Kaupthing Luxembourg, Magnús Guðmundsson, I think, and some broker.
Yeah, these guys have like 11 million kroner is like,
They have that like in their glove box
yeah,
of their second, third, fifth car.
fifth car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their
So,
wives' fifth
Distributed evenly throughout their multiple cars so that the police could just go
But
on a little treasure hunt.
But the case that was being settled would like created a lot of anger back in the day, because the case was about the bonds or something that the bank itself bought from people who worked for the bank.
car.
Do you remember this? Like willy-nilly, they just bought up all of their sort of holdings in the banks or bonds on the banks just before the collapse to kind of get them off the hook.
Yeah.
But this just
A nice gesture.
yeah, nice
Like
gesture.
they were good employers.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess also some
We
of the
forgot
employers.
about that.
I guess some of the
Okay.
employees were themselves
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it might be.
potentially. But yeah, I'm glad that's finally over. Now we're ready for the next collapse.
Yeah. Wow. Now we're ready to start investigating the investigations
Yeah, I saw
into
that.
this collapse.
Yeah, I
It's
saw
like,
that.
yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah, in like 100 years, our entire economy will be based just on investigations of investigations of investigations. It'll
That's
just
what I
be like a
call-
massive service industry
Yeah.
around the economics lawyers.
That's what I call sustainability.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta hand it to those fucking, Vikings. Maybe they had the right idea. They didn't realize it, but their own crimes would be the profitable avenue here. No, I mean they realized that. They knew they were doing wrong shit. I don't believe for a second that they thought any of this was like, oh, I can just like give myself money. I can just conjure up money from nothing and
But-
give it to myself.
Probably true.
Yeah, but why wouldn't they believe
This can't possibly go wrong.
Okay.
But speaking of banks, the Icelandic real estate market has frozen solid in the
Yeah.
past couple of weeks.
It's so nice.
Yeah, because it was such a vibrant, thriving place.
Yeah, it was unbearable before, and now it's completely gone, basically.
Yeah.
The
How low
reason
can you go?
the reason for this is the fact that I guess a couple of weeks ago, the Icelandic Supreme Court ruled on a case where the Consumers Union was suing the bank for the interest rates on housing loans
Yeah.
and how they were sort of decided. And the conclusion of the court is that the sort of arbitrary rules that the banks were using to decide on interest rates, fluctuating interest rates, were illegal.
Mm-hmm.
And you were telling me earlier that the only rate they can actually use is the central bank interest rate.
Yeah, they have to set a rate when they
Give the loan out.
give the loan out, and because all housing loans in Iceland have variable rate, they can change the rates during the time of the loan.
Yep.
It's like you can get what's called a fixed
Interest rate for a specific amount of time.
Yeah, but it's limited to 5 years in most cases. Recently, the pension funds started to give out fixed.
Meaning it's fixed. The amount you pay is fixed for 5 years, and then they can start.
The rate of the loan is fixed, so it's like you take out a loan with 8% interest,
and it stays at 8%. They can't raise it and then make you suddenly pay more.
Yeah, that's the there are few loans like that, but that's only the loans that are not tied to verðbólga.
Those are
inflation.
not indexed loans or sort of inflation-packed index loans or something like that. So,
but all loans are have variable rates during the loan time, the time you're paying back the loan. And before this ruling by the Supreme Court, the banks could basically use any metric they liked to.
Yeah, because it's a private business. They can just It's interesting the way you said that ruling that that they have to. It was essentially being said that they have to fix their number to some they can't just make up numbers. They can't just make shit up.
They have to use some metric that the people taking out the loan can understand and can foresee. It's you cannot say it just
nobody without a business degree can legally take a loan now.
No, and not even people with business degrees, because the banks were saying if it gets tougher for us to finance ourselves and all other business we do, we can up the rates on your loan. It's that's
pretty fucking arbitrary.
It's only the bank that. It is blank check.
It's almost it's a predatory business that should not exist.
Almost,
yeah.
One
could almost draw that conclusion.
So I guess we should explain that unlike other civilized countries, we have something that is called. We have two types of loans. Just loans, as in the normal meaning of a loan, where you pay an interest rate that fluctuates with, conditions.
Or feelings.
Or in this case, feelings, which is apparently illegal.
The amount of amphetamines in the bloodstream of the bank executive.
And then we have another sort of type of loans, which are sort of inflation indexed or packed loans.
Yeah.
Also with interest rates,
yes.
Which is interesting, which is a relic of our inability to have a stable economic environment here.
Mm-hmm.
And we historically had a lot of inflation, and we still have. So the solution we came up with was to give out loans with not necessarily very high interest rates, but they would be packed to the inflation, so they would grow with the inflation. So when you have one of those loans and you have a floating interest rate on that, that's like a double whammy, which is interesting. But anyway, those loans kind of went out of style in the late 2010s. I think.
Did they really?
Kind of, not completely.
Not really.
They got tired of shafting us one way, so they decided to figure out a new way?
Or we had a few years of a stable inflation rate, sort of.
We had a year
or two, yeah. So a lot of people moved into the unindexed loans.
But still, majority of loans were indexed.
Indexed, yeah. And then because the housing market housing got so expensive here in the last 5 years. We started moving back into these inflation-packed loans because they essentially don't require as much of. You don't have to earn as much to be able to pass for taking such a loan.
Jesus.
And following this ruling, nobody, I think, except with one exception, one of the banks is giving out such loans. So essentially, nobody with a normal job can now take a housing loan in Iceland.
Yeah.
You have to have, I don't know, like to take any loan, I think you have to have like up to 2 million ISK in a salary per month if you want to buy anything.
Mm-hmm.
Something outrageous. So basically, the housing market, fucked as it was, just got even more so. And getting into it is basically impossible unless you have an incredible amount of capital.
Yeah, it's interesting to see realtors griping in the news now about it. It's just like, hey, like we can't limit the ways that these people can get shafted, because otherwise there will be no one for us to shaft. Like there must be like a continued.
Well, they are the
wheels of industry must.
They are obviously the middleman of shafting, because it's the bank, I think, that kind of shafts you in the end.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember gazing at the picture of that realtor and in the news and like looking into her eyes, and it's just like, what kind of person are you? Like what this is the face of like unbridled greed.
What?
This is what it looks like.
Not the realtor.
I like Sindri, I don't do that. I don't know
why would anyone sell a house other than the huge amounts of money you can make off of other people? Why get into for why for any reason? At least
house.
Like lawyers, like being smarter than other people and knowing the rules or shit. I don't know. What are lawyers like?
I don't know. You tell me, because I'm a lawyer.
Yeah.
How am I like?
How do you see yourself?
But you're not a lawyer.
Well, I have a law degree.
Yeah, but that doesn't make you a lawyer.
What? Yeah. It's like the definition.
But like half of politicians in the world have law degrees and they're not lawyers.
No, they're not. They're not attorneys, I guess.
Yeah.
They just have the degree. They don't really use it in that sense. I don't know. A lot of good people I know from that, like going to law school. Great people. Some of them work in law. Some don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some of them are realtors.
Yes, probably. But why would you?
I mean, the realtor is not the problem here. It's like
it's in this case.
Yeah, but it's part of the problem. I mean, the problem couldn't exist without them.
But they
are enabling it.
The new government
buying and selling of houses, yes. But
yeah,
I mean,
but instead of like griping about some change in law, like I don't know, maybe protest against this fucking ridiculous system. Like maybe, we could, there could be some solidarity happening here.
Yeah, so I know that the government is planning to roll out some sort of a housing package this fall. I have no idea what that includes.
No, they're going to introduce it this week, they said. Morning.
Nice. But at the
they
moment...
said that, I think, last week as well.
Yeah, but like looking at things at the moment, like I can't... It's like a Gordian knot. Like it's something you can't solve, I think, in a very like there's no quick fix solution to this. It has to be like numerous different things you have to do to kind of untie this knot. I can't even like begin thinking what that could be.
But
we also found out last week or a couple of weeks ago that thousands and thousands of apartments are not being used, both in Reykjavik and in the countryside, which like is another kind of a discussion about what kind of apartments have Icelanders or Icelandic contractors been building in the past few years.
Apartment that nobody needs or wants.
Yeah, like
and the discussion is always like, it's because they don't get a parking spot with the apartment. It's like no, it's because a 2-bedroom apartment costs 300 million Icelandic kroner.
It has a single bedroom, probably like a.
I've never heard this parking lot one before. It's kind of like the avocado toast. Thing. Yeah.
So like they're building apartments.
They have like you get avocado toast in the apartment.
But the realtors make sure to put out lots of avocado toast. It's like, the toast comes with the apartment.
But
no.
A lot of these apartments you see are like they're big, yet they have only a single bedroom, usually 2 bathrooms, a nice dining area and a living area, and they're huge, but they're only useful for people who either don't have kids or whose kids have already like started their own lives.
Yeah. And also these like tiny apartments that have a bedroom so small that it has to have like 2 separate doors on either side of the bed because you cannot. It's like, I'm not joking. It's like they are building apartments like this and they cost a fortune.
So, wow.
It's like, why would anyone buy this?
Mm-hmm. Out of desperation, I guess. If anybody. Yeah.
I mean, if they would
I mean, I've said this
give
before.
them a parking lot,
I've said this on the show before, I think.
parking spot, not a lot. Okay, sorry.
No, that's fine. I'm just picturing some sort of situation where your garage is also the bedroom or something.
I
was
people are doing that.
Yeah,
I was
you can
going
sort of
there
sleep
too.
on like a riser, like a loft.
So the
kind of
future of this is that you actually buy a parking lot and then you sleep in your car.
Yeah.
At least that comes with 2 doors to get out of in the morning.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I feel like if we still had like a right wing government in power, this would probably be the solution they're cooking up.
Yeah.
In there, they would
Yeah, but
come out like
the left-wing government isn't doing anything.
No.
I mean, they don't want you to stay in your car.
they're working hard on it. You know,
Yeah. Of
feel
course.
inclined to
Yeah,
give
so-
them the benefit of the doubt. You know.
Yeah. Let's wait for a report.
Well, speaking of people who own apartments, the police raided the wrong address
The police don't own any apartments.
Twice.
They should be
this year.
twice.
Yeah.
Which is, so, they were entering houses to perform searches, which you
Search and rescue.
just search.
Yeah.
I guess unless you're rescuing the drugs or whatever it is.
You're rescuing the people from their own parties.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, to conduct such a search, you need a court order, obviously,
Yeah.
because we live in a democracy.
Ha 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 ha.
I've heard of alleged democracies where you don't get the court involved in some of these things,
Yeah.
and you just take people up on the streets and you send them
They
off to
like speak English
camps.
there, right? Yeah.
I've heard that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In some areas they speak French too, I think. Like in the
Oh.
south, right? There's some French, Spanish. Anyway.
Spanish, yeah.
So either way, there's a case of a court order where
Is this ancient Rome that you're referring to?
they spoke English in ancient Rome.
Yeah, I mean
French.
that's in there. You know, all the Rome shows I've seen. They're always speaking English at each other.
Are you speaking about the show Rome on HBO?
All of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm watching Spartacus, Blood and Boobs or whatever it's called.
Blood and boobs, yeah.
Yeah, and they all speak English, but when the Syrians speak, they're like speaking, I'm assuming Arabic or something that linguists are reasonably certain they spoke at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's hard to get a crew of actors together who are fluent in vulgar Latin.
But Mel Gibson did that for Apocalypto. It would be fun to see, just for once, to have like Romans in a movie speaking Latin throughout the whole fucking movie.
I'm sure
it
if
would
we
be
look
easier to do than Apocalypto because they needed
reconstruction.
there was like a staff of linguists figuring out exactly what languages people spoke, and for Passion of the Christ.
That sounds like
He
the
has
big
a passion for linguistics.
Yeah, you could say that. It's too bad some of his other passions have kind of derailed things a little bit for him because he, is an excellent filmmaker, I gotta say.
Yes.
But you were saying.
Was I saying something? Oh, yeah. So
about
okay.
the police.
Oh, yeah. So
ability
in one case, the court order got the right street name but the wrong address, and the police or the wrong house number. So the police went into the wrong building and broke down the door and handcuffed somebody who was not expecting it. And in the other case,
it's not fun if they're expecting it.
No. And in the other case, it was like an apartment building where with like a joint stairwell or something. What do you call these?
Where you smoke your joints?
No, I like where you like enter the building and then you have like 2 doors on each floor.
Just like
just
the landing.
stairwell.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
landing,
Yeah.
and the apartments weren't numbered, so they also entered the wrong apartment there.
They just it's like guest.
Yeah, I guess they guessed because they didn't have any
Wow.
other information. I have an anecdote on this.
I have experience with this, but yeah.
With apartments?
No,
I too have entered apartments.
wrong
Jonte goes
apartments.
first, I think, right?
I can go first.
Yeah.
So I think this is 10, 15 years ago, because I heard this story when I was working as a police officer, and somewhere in an unnamed suburb of Reykjavik, the police did a raid like this.
Yeah.
They got the wrong apartment number on the court order, entered the wrong apartment by breaking down the door, arresting a guy, and busting a whole lot of drugs.
What?
And the guy was like, he was devastated. He couldn't understand how they figured out he had so many drugs. So they then left the apartment and then realized they had the wrong apartment number and just rated the other number 2, the right number, and then got what they wanted out of that.
Yes, the war on drugs can be won. I'm sure it is possible.
It can. At least it makes for funny stories, I think.
Yeah. Is it my turn?
I guess.
Like when I was, I don't remember, 10 years old or 11 years old, I was skipping school to watch some like sports tournament on TV during the day, and actually like someone knocked on the door. I was there like, shit, what's happening? And it was 2 like detectives from the police of like the capital area police, and they identified themselves like with what we don't have like badges, but they had like ID something, and I was just like really believed they were like coming for me because I skipped school, but no, they were trying to find a guy who attempted murder in the apartment downstairs, and they just went to the wrong floor, and I have never gotten over that.
Yep.
So you never skipped school again?
Never.
Do you tell your kids, like, I skipped school once and the police came to my door? And also a guy in my building killed somebody.
Yeah, I grew up in Breiðholt. Come on.
Yeah, so they've heard it all.
Like there was a guy who was like growing cannabis in one of these storage units.
And one day the cops arrested him, but it was the wrong apartment.
So, I mean, I've seen it all.
You've seen it all.
Yeah.
Do you have a story?
No.
Okay.
I just have a complaint. Like how
how boring my story was.
No, your story was great.
Thank you.
It's fucking fascinating compared to the shit I'm about to say.
Okay.
Are you ready for this? This is definitely going to be the most boring one. I hate how in the doorbells sometimes in the stairwells, the apartments, they don't have numbers because this is a thing.
Yeah.
They just say like til vinstri or til hægri, like to the left, to the right, like middle, and it's just like I look at these and it's so confusing. And then you have like the list of people and then the corresponding doorbells, and it's just like if there's not a number connecting them, my brain just like doesn't trust it. I have to like triple check before I hit the wrong doorbell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This would drive me insane.
I mean, now you know how it feels to be a police officer doing a raid in Iceland.
What is so hard about putting a fucking number on the door?
Why?
Like, why? What?
Why? I mean, why? Why do you need to know where anyone lives?
Yeah, you're right. I should just never ever go anywhere. I should never enter apartments.
No, I mean,
I said it like it was like, yes, of course I have entered an apartment, but maybe you don't do that.
No, I mean,
maybe that's the smart policy. You just should never go to anyone else's house.
My policy is like only to have friends who can afford a detached house.
How's that going?
Like I don't have many friends.
In this economy?
Yeah. I can only visit my mother.
It's a reason they're called the 1%.
Yeah. So
they don't have any friends.
We
don't have your money, but
I think
we are Legion.
I think
too bad we're not really doing anything with that Legion, but
this is also a reminder that at the end of the day, why the hell do we have street names, house numbers?
I thought you were going to say
social security numbers.
Yeah,
it's because we're being watched.
Yeah,
by the state.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could say that it's one of the earliest instances in civilization where convenience to us warranted, we sacrificed a little bit of our privacy for the sake of convenience.
Yeah, I guess
when we invented addresses.
Yeah.
On that note,
it's like the first step on the road to Facebook.
Yeah.
It's like the Reykjavik Grapevine Club. You need a kennitala to sign up for that, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
You won't.
Okay.
Yeah.
But a credit card number.
Absolutely. Or a PayPal account.
Yeah, okay.
It's not there yet. It will be. We'll let you know. I'm working on the back end of the website to try to make it work.
It'd be funny to have a magazine in English and...
Yeah, I mean, anybody can code now. You've seen ChatGPT, right?
Yeah. Soulless code.
This is also where my law degree comes in really handy.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all about codexes. Codes. Sorry, that was a bad one. Okay, so we're done with the news now.
Okay.
Now it's question time.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just done.
Dear listeners, dear viewers, now we answer your questions.
Yeah.
In no specific order, I must say. And so I will start with.
I would like to order them in the order of relevance to the number of bananas mentioned in each question.
Okay, by a number of 0 bananas. I'm sorry, but here we have them. Let's start with Heidi Monk 302. Okay, I listened to Jón and took my husband to Lemmy instead of Monaco.
So
Glad to know.
glad you did. Yeah.
We also pushed our flight back a few days so we could attend the women's strike event. What an uplifting day. My question is this. As gender equality seems much further ahead in Iceland than in the United States, what are the most pressing issues for women in Iceland today? Is it equal pay, access to healthcare or childcare, or something else? And yes, I realize I'm asking 3 questions, but you...
And asking...
and I'm asking 3 men these questions. Well spotted.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a bit of a sore spot on this podcast.
How manly we are.
Yeah. I can't help it. I can't help being as manly as I am.
But yeah, you guys are clearly pro equality, she says. So thanks for that.
Are we though?
I mean,
I wanna tip the balance. I wanna be a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Like I wanna give up some. I mean,
I basically am a stay-at-home dad, I guess.
I did that for 7 years. It was
stay-at-home dad.
glorious.
Yeah.
When we lived in Sweden.
When we.
Me and my family.
Yeah.
When Iceland was briefly conquered by Sweden.
And the first thing, if you want to have that situation, you have to it's not a choice anymore to have one person take care of the income for the household.
Unless that person
is a realtor.
Was a realtor.
Yeah.
But you can kind of get away with it in Sweden.
Yeah.
Even though the pay there is lower than here, the cost of living is a lot lower. But yeah, it was great. But on that note, back to equality.
Mm-hmm.
What were they?
There are a few different demands. I
mean, the loudest one, or the one I kind of picked up on most frequently, was the violence against women.
Yep.
Usually in close relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Which, even though we rank the highest on international indexes for equality achieved in gender equality, is still a rampant thing here. So we score highly in representation of women in politics, in sort of equal pay. Though it's not perfect, we score pretty well.
No, it's far from perfect.
It's far from perfect.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other things. But when it comes to gender-based violence, we're not doing great.
No. I mean, that was one of the main demands of the strike. But also, it's lifetime earnings between men and women differ by almost 25%. I think it's 23.4% in the latest calculations, and it's almost the equality in pay is almost entirely within the public sector.
Mm-hmm.
So in the private sector there is a lot of difference in pay, and I mean just the scale, we, as you said, we score 90 something points out of 100 on this equality scale. It's that scale is fucked up.
That scale was designed by a man.
If we have 7%, no, 7 points from being have full and perfect equality. It's
all these battered women are just 7 points of scale. Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, I guess it's astonishing to me also that I learned looking into this a couple of weeks ago that we are the only country that has ever ranked above 90% on that scale.
Yeah,
which is also fucked up. I think isn't some of that sort of difference between pay in the private sector has to do with actual hours worked too? So it's a lot of that's a part of it.
Yeah, but I mean, women work fewer hours basically because they have more unpaid job to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a cultural war statement I'm trying to make here. It's just a measurable fact.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
This is what we term in Icelandic the third shift.
Yeah.
So this has to do with like family organizing, making sure that kids' birthdays are held, that they show up
Yeah,
for.
and also just like pick up the kids from school. I mean, their school day finishes, and if one of two earners in a household is gonna like continue working because the housing is so fucking expensive and food is so really expensive. I mean, the person that like leaves the job for the day and stops getting paid is usually a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not only like these third shift things, it's just like running the home. It's like being there.
So yeah, I guess
which is the name of a good movie, if I remember.
Being There.
Being There.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
Peter Sellers, hats off. His last movie.
Yeah.
No comment?
I mean, it just, you barely need to watch it anymore because it's fucking happening in real life, but...
No shit.
Yeah.
No, I guess...
This was uplifting.
That's, I mean, so we have
yes,
that. We have...
gender inequality always is.
We have the violence, we have the unequal pay, and then we also have the so-called backlash, which I think is actually a backlash, because I think on the day of the women's strike on Friday, RÚV was publishing the findings of a recent poll conducted, where you can kind of see that the younger, well, first of all, they asked whether or not gender equality had been reached in Iceland, and most men thought it had, and most women didn't.
It's like
shockers.
32% women said yes, and 61% of men said yes.
Which is just, yeah. And I guess, I guess 61% of men don't know when their kid's birthday is either. Anyway.
Okay, please don't ask me when my kid's birthday is.
Unless, obviously, they've tattooed it on their forearm. Yeah.
I guess y'all have like multiple birthdays to remember, but it's just like, it's so handy because you need these like key codes to get into your devices now. It just
that kind of takes
really
care
helps
of it.
me remember a lot of stuff.
So the solution for like people with 4 kids is 4 phones.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
For every kid, a phone.
Yep.
Not to give to the kids though. They shouldn't have phones.
No. Don't give
I'm in no way advocating smartphones for children.
No,
neither am I.
For yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
Just to remember the birthdays.
Yeah. Okay, next question.
Well, I was going to
the next time somebody asks me if I'm going to have any more kids, it's like, if you give me more phones.
I was going to also point out that the younger people polled,
I have to have more kids now. What is this?
Think
Chinese phone.
Women's rights have kind of overreached.
Nice. What, you think women's rights have overreached?
No, younger people polled.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's this fucking manosphere shit. It's just like how...
I mean, this is what happens when just people spend all
kids
their
have
time.
Phones.
No, they have phones. Yeah, they look at weird shit from different countries. But they also like the problem here is just people listening to like 3 dudes on a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
What?
We are a part of the problem here.
Yeah, but
we're advocating equal rights. But there's no young men listening to us is the problem.
Okay. Maybe we're the exception. So,
it's like, what kind of authority figure are you? You don't have your own farm and 50 children, and you're not eating steak and beating your wife. That's multitasking.
Really like a farm.
Yeah, I mean,
like
everyone wants a farm. Like this is nothing like revelatory. It's just like, I mean, it sounds nice
I'm
in
so
theory.
Basic, Sindri.
No, I mean, I'm saying like these manosphere idiots are the basics because like everybody wants a farm. Like in theory, it sounds nice, right? But it's like, it doesn't mean you have to revert all of societal progress just so that you can have your fucking farm and your, and your fucking trad life or whatever.
So if you guys want
these guys just really piss me off.
If this show, if the viewers of the show have like a spare couple of $1 million lying around, they can transfer it to the 3 of us. We can buy a farm together.
Yeah.
And do our own sort of like, live streaming versions of, what's the name of that guy, Clarkson's Farm or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like
entertaining?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say...
Is this Jeremy Clarkson?
Jeremy Clarkson, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think we can do better than him.
Yeah, I was gonna say we cannot do a better job. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, let's see. He's funny.
Yeah, but he's a reactionary shithead. I mean, I feel like he's like the worst person to represent this lifestyle.
Like in the sort of shifted political environment of the world, he actually kind of sounds reasonable these days. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, okay.
that's a very low bar, but yeah, point taken.
So, Grammar Nerd 9 asks, or says, Góðan daginn.
Go on, Diane.
What do you think about tourists trying to speak Icelandic? Is it appreciated? I have tried some basic phrases and gotten mixed reactions. Takk.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's great, but when tourists come to Iceland, they like almost never speak to Icelandic people.
Yeah,
True.
they just ask their phone.
So I guess that's the problem. They're actually just speaking those phrases to people who do not speak Icelandic.
Yeah, I think that's the most likely reason. If
which explains the mixed reaction, probably. Because I think most Icelanders would kind of appreciate it.
yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's fun. I mean,
what is the percentage of Icelanders who don't speak Icelandic now, though? I mean, like that's got to be
yeah,
it's got to be into the
nice.
double
15,
digits by now.
20%.
Yeah. You know, you're there's a good chance that the person you're talking to just won't fucking understand you.
and a disproportionate.
especially like people like working in the shops downtown and the restaurants. I mean,
The hotels. Yeah, so
Those
a
people-
disproportionate amount, disproportionate number of the population here that doesn't have Icelandic as their first language work in tourism.
Yeah.
So that's I
But
guess
if
the
you
problem.
meet an Icelandic-speaking Icelander, it's like go for it.
Yeah, go for
Yeah,
it. And
totally.
I mean, we have about 5 faces between us, so it's basically if the person looks like the 3 of us or 2 other people, it's probably an Icelander.
Yeah,
Thanks
yeah.
for
There's
the-
like there's like the two noses. We're sort of on the opposite ends. And
You
his-
guys
his
have the
is
same
like-
nose, right?
Yeah, we sort of have the same
Yeah, yeah,
nose, and then
yeah.
there's like the thin kind of Scando mainland nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, pick from your time in Sweden.
Well,
I
your
picked up
Swedish
this-
nose jobs really added up there.
You can now you can now shop for a new nose and get like a shop
Oh, in
for it.
IKEA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
IKEA noses. uh,
Neppaling.
You can get. Yeah.
Sorry, completely lost the plot here. So Rick White,
We had the plot. Okay.
Rick White 7736
Sorry.
asks, "How can you afford to live in Iceland?"
Chinese phone.
we can't.
We cannot.
As
It
has
is
been-
unaffordable.
As was demonstrated in the former half of this episode,
Yeah. I mean,
it's impossible.
I think this is like a running theme of the show, actually, and just like a basic sort of fact of life in Iceland.
And you would have thought, like,
that we would move.
no, just try that. You would have thought that currently we have the Icelandic krona is really strong,
Yeah.
which means that we should have like a greater purchasing powers on imported goods,
Mm-hmm.
but still doesn't seem to make things very much easier. And at the same time, it makes Iceland probably the most expensive place to visit on Earth
Yeah.
these days. So like,
It's nice. It's
so I guess if it if the krona dwindles, it's gonna be a wee bit cheaper to come here, but by that point we will all have like died from starvation, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, but to give sort of a semi-realistic answer to this question, like, how can we afford to live here? It's like, it's really, it's just like, you're born here. Like, it's not,
It's not a choice.
Yeah.
It's a accident of.
but yeah, like you're just born into this system, and like it's.
You just have to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, the pay is like generally high in
Yeah.
Iceland.
The housing costs are incredible.
Yeah, but I mean, most like the 3 of us, we entered the housing market before it became like ridiculous.
Yeah. So we're okay.
So yeah, I mean, but I'm worried about how I'm gonna get rid of my kids.
I think I'm
It's
planning.
like they will never.
I guess like in.
I've seen a lot of Netflix specials that address this very problem.
So for context, Icelanders don't like, if they have kids, they don't like start like keeping money and funds for like their college education, because that's free.
Yeah.
And and the same kind of went for like housing. Like parents wouldn't necessarily sort of build up capital to help their kids buy apartments.
And I mean, parents have no way of building up capital.
Apart from that fact.
Yeah.
But at this point in time, if you don't somehow build up capital to get your kids out of the house, you're A, going to be stuck with your kids.
Mm-hmm.
And B, you're basically sort of like dooming them in the same sense you would have if you didn't educate them.
Yeah.
To become sort of underdogs in the future Icelandic housing market and or economy.
I mean, to put
this is completely new to us.
Context, I mean, when I bought my first apartment, I paid 20 million Icelandic kronur.
Mm-hmm.
That same apartment, I just saw it advertised for sale recently. It sold for 67 million kronur.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the apartment I live in now, I bought for 60 million kronur. It goes for 120 million kronur now. I mean, this is just like crazy numbers.
Yeah,
it's completely outrageous.
Yeah. And I was able to buy that first apartment because I got a 100% loan from Landsbankin. It's like they just offered it. It's like you don't need to own anything to be able to buy. I mean, that's the only reason I'm in the housing market.
You got lucky.
Yeah, just incredible luck.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and it is getting to a point where it's just like you see this, this blown shit happening in the news, and it's just like this feels like it's reaching a point where, it's untenable. Like it's unusable.
I think we reached that point a long time ago. I think the last developments we discussed earlier in this podcast is just the final nail in the coffin of whatever was the Icelandic idea of a housing market.
Yeah. I sure hope the fucking government is cooking up something good.
I think it's just going to be the start of a trend that people move to the countryside.
Potentially.
Yeah, that kind of needs to happen for a lot of reasons.
And that's actually
in this
not
country.
a bad thing either.
Yeah.
No. It's just like that's the only thing you can do. It's like move from the capital area into these small former fishing villages.
Yeah.
And
So Dave K. Anderson asks, I have visited from the U.S. the west, south, and north of Iceland and the Highlands.
mm-hmm.
Maybe next I'll visit the West Fjords. How do you like it there? Is it worth a visit?
Yes.
It depends on which one of the three of us you ask, I guess. But
what?
No, I love it there. It's great. Don't go in the winter.
You go during the winter time.
It's
Fly
gonna be
to Ísafjörður.
If you ever make it out of there again, that's gonna be.
Yeah, I mean you should like
you
plan 3 days. Be prepared to stay 2 weeks.
Yeah. The flights there are often delayed for days on end.
Yeah,
but if you do make the flight, it does have they turn that very sharp turn into the fjord there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm afraid of flying, so I never take this flight.
I love taking a flight. It's like a roller coaster ride.
But it's like Ísafjörður during the winter time is like
delightful,
amazing.
It's great during the summertime too.
One great thing about flying that flight is because like all Icelandic pilots, at some point have to be able to fly that flight. You kind of trust them always in any condition. Like if you're flying in Iceland or anywhere.
The only people who are more qualified because of what they have to do on the job is the guys who fly for Faroese Airlines.
Yeah.
The landing to Vogar is kind of like the same as Ísafjörður, but there's mountain on both sides.
Ah, nice.
So it's like just dropping into some sort of a funnel or something.
Yeah.
It's extremely scary. I think that's also why I think the Faroese Airlines is still the only airline I know of that gives you free booze. For good reason.
Just to numb people down.
Yeah,
but I mean, the eastern part is obviously the best part of Iceland to visit because there are no tourists there.
Yeah.
But the Westfjords are
also
like a close second.
Yeah, it's everything about their, like they have the great waterfalls, the most beautiful fjords probably on the island.
Where?
In the Westfjords.
In the Westfjords.
Yeah.
The mountains are like
really weird compared to the rest of Iceland, like flat top mountains.
Yeah.
There are it's
like they like rise straight up from the sea. It's
straight
like
up from the sea. It's a beautiful area. Nice little villages.
Yeah.
Even nice, like the best restaurant in my opinion in Iceland is in Ísafjörður.
Ah, Tjörúsið. Yeah, it's really nice.
And the cafe in Þingeyri is great.
Yeah.
Sell great waffles. It's a nice swimming pools. Waffle. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I generally prefer the East for various reasons, but I mean, like, let's get real here. it's all kind of the same. Like if you dig the rural Iceland vibe, please go to the West Fjords because it's more of the same.
No,
It's nice and it's chill.
I would argue it's like completely different from rest of Iceland.
It looks different.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really have.
It's just like English guys, comparing biscuits.
No. There's like Father Undirlandi á ensku. What is? Like it doesn't really have any like flatland.
Digestive.
It just goes from like
Jaffa cake,
ocean to mountain.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
There's a lot less sort of greenery there. Almost no trees.
Yeah.
So
if you like trees, go to.
They have eagles. You can see eagles.
Yeah.
Sheep eating seaweed. One of my favorite things to see.
Yeah, there's hardly a more Icelandic image, really.
No. Okay, so next one. Diane Johnson 6707 says, as always, I very much enjoy spending an hour or so listening to you guys chat. Thank you for that. Thank you for valuing and loving your women. It's such a breath of fresh air. Not a question per se, but I would love to hear you talk about your tourism industry or tourists in general. Are they destroying your culture, your infrastructure, your enjoyment of your own country in general? I have been reading about the growing movement in Europe to limit tourists as the numbers and behavior of the crushing crowds have become untenable and unpleasant.
Well,
yes and no, I guess.
I mean, I think
this burden should be on the government, really. Like they're
not us three.
Yeah.
No regulation. I mean, not the tourists. Like if there's any problems with over tourism and mass tourism, which there has been like an unsavory. Like a large amount of here, I think this is something that should better be handled by like government regulations than anything that's
but the tourists are all in the same places. It's like 10 different places all the tourists go to, and we have a lot of like the Westfjords we were talking about, the east, the north. It's like please go there.
Yeah, for real.
Iceland is a very large island compared to how many people live here. There's a lot of sites and
it's the size of Kentucky.
What?
Yeah, only a low percentage of these like places are actually visited.
Yeah.
This could be organized a lot better. Like when I go to some of these sort of crowded tourist places, you only have to like go around the corner and there's nobody there, and it's great.
Yeah, like you have to go. One of the things that like I have been told is really nice about Iceland, and like having lived a little bit abroad, like you get it, is how short a distance you have to go to get to isolation, to get to like nothing.
It's just you and the divine and nothing else.
Yeah.
So I think it's a question of organization. I think like we see sort of the negative impacts in in downtown life where nobody really lives here anymore.
Yeah, but that's like
but
we
it
have
has
these
a positive
huge like what's it called, fasteignafélög. It's like
the
real estate
companies have just bought up the whole place and made it
they
untenable.
really are the root of all evil, aren't they? Yeah,
it's always the housing market.
Yeah,
and so I mean the reason we have a lot of lundabúðir, like puffin stores is because I mean that's the only kind of business that can pay these like amazingly high rent rates that the housing companies
are charging. So you can't really
10,000 krona keychain will.
Yeah, you can't run anything interesting downtown anymore.
Yeah.
And we've talked about it a lot. A lot of the live venues have died.
Like also, like cruise ship tourism is like a big, that's another issue here, because those are definitely people that are not going to go off the beaten path. They are going to go straight to the puffin stores, load up on fucking sweaters and keychains.
It's like, I mean, why are we trying to get more like cruise ships to Iceland?
Actually,
why are there even cruise ships?
Can I stop you here? Because the next question is about cruise ships.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry. Oh boy.
Rosemary Henderson 494 says, there was a news article recently about how cruise ships visit to rural ports in Iceland have plummeted because of increased taxes.
Yeah, that's great.
That's awesome.
Tourism revenue will also plummet in the periphery. Do you think the government will reverse the decision and lower taxes again?
No.
Does this create an wow, I can't even pronounce this word. You know this, like
exacerbate.
Oh, that's exacerbate? Okay.
Yeah, it's not exasperate, it's exacerbate.
A rural, I'm not even going to try. A rural versus urban tension in the country always, okay, yeah. So, like, I was actually attending a conference on, I think,
Cruise ships.
Thursday.
Was it on a cruise ship?
With regards to tourism, where it was
Yeah.
actually discussed by the Prime Minister that they might somewhat reverse that policy on tour ships, cruise ships. So I generally like, if you talk to the local business owners here, they don't like the cruise ships
Mm-hmm.
because people off the cruise ships, great as they may be, don't really spend money here. They just show up at the restaurants and drink coffee and leave. So they're not too happy about them. There are like a few service companies that service sort of specifically cruise ships that make a lot of money off doing that. But the general economy doesn't seem to be sort of benefiting from them.
It's amazing sometimes how like the lack of competition and the lack of tipping are actually sort of good things here, because like businesses have no real incentive to cater to like huge crowds of people, that show up with really base demands and
And then the other experience,
nothing to gain from these people.
True. The other experience, like if you live in rural Iceland and a cruise ship shows up in your town of 2,000 or 3,000 people, it is kind of a unpleasant experience.
They fucking take over. It's like the Navy. It's like they just show up and they own the town.
I mean, I remember this from the Westfjords 12 years ago,
Yeah.
and it was like there was no sense of people having any privacy who lived there. Like people would just take pictures through your window. And
Yeah.
it was
The
just
ships fucking tower
Yeah.
over their town. Like they're like, it's
So,
like they're up on a skyscraper.
I think like sure there may be some economic consequences from this, and you will hear the companies that make a lot of money driving these people back and forth on buses complain a lot, but I don't think anybody locally like really wants these cruise ships. Sorry if you're
If you're big on cruise ships, like,
Yeah.
sorry, I mean
The-
you most likely are like a good friend to your friends.
and
but-
then you see these
you
things,
are no friend of ours.
and then you see these behemoths leave port like with a trail of smoke that looks like a Manchester
it's
factory in the
disgusting.
19th century.
This is earth-shattering fucking
All right.
air raid siren. It's just like, yeah, fuck you too.
So then, do we have time for more?
One more.
Hit
then
me,
then
hit
I have
me.
a meeting.
All
Uno
right. For decades now, I've considered. So, Jose Lucas Badue 7608 says, for decades now, this is not a question even. I have
Yeah.
considered Iceland my second home. However, the anti-Semitism that has overtaken large sectors
Yeah.
of Iceland's population is very disheartening.
Okay. Thanks for that note.
Where is that it? Are we just
That was it.
Okay.
So
where is this anti-Semitism taking place? Is there legit anti-Semitism here?
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it.
Just
Like I've seen it on if you see the comments on like stories about the Gaza situation, the genocide, you will see people who do not differentiate between the state of Israel and just Jewish people in general, and they will say horrible things, and it's stupid and weird, but it happens, and it seems to be like more of a thing with Israel versus the Jewish diaspora than it is like say with Russia and Russians, like
Yeah.
that it's just somehow like if you are Jewish, this will somehow stupidly often by people who can't have two thoughts in their head at the same time be confused. Whereas like the same group of people don't really make the same connection with like I don't know, like I said, Russians who are not in Russia.
Yeah, I mean Russians are, by and large Orthodox Christian, and you don't go, saying their actions are reflective of Christianity. Like they don't do shit. I mean, it's an interesting thought experiment, isn't it? Because you have to sort of imagine like what would we think of Israel if, it wasn't a Jewish ethno-state or whatever you want to call it. Like if Judaism wasn't so closely tied to its existence and you could just view its actions from like a religiously neutral standpoint, is that even possible? And like, what does that say about Israel? Like,
No, I mean, I think it's kind of been, I don't know if it's policy or something, but I think it's there's been sort of like, well, I don't know if I'm wrong here, but I think Israel itself has not been very sort of, it's almost deliberately muddled up the two different things.
Yeah. Because it's to their advantage. It's always to
yeah.
all powerful people's advantage to invoke religiosity on their side.
Which I assume is going to make this thing a lot more confusing, both for people who are Jewish and for people who are not. But at the same time, I think there seems to be some sort of like a underlying sort of like this whole jump and the Russian, Israeli, Jewish comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Just it seems like, it's people just seem to make a quicker, shorter jump towards anti-Semitism than they would towards any other groups, it seems. To me, anyway, it's to me. But I mean, you can see this in the comment threads. You can see any sorts of disgusting things in Icelandic comment sections. I don't know how rampant it is. I don't really. I don't see it in my everyday life.
Yeah, I mean, if we were to, for a moment, assume that this is a good faith argument, this comment, and sort of address, what anti-Semitism in Iceland, it is interesting because there's really not that many Jewish people here, and how does that have and like all of our perceptions of Judaism come from abroad, really. Mm-hmm. So there is no, I think it's an interesting way to sort of measure how xenophobic Iceland really is, like how accepting are we of this, and how do we view this sort of perennial outsider in our culture.
Yeah, but I think generally I don't think there's, my personal opinion, I don't think anybody's done any polling on this, but I don't think there's a lot of anti-Semitism in Iceland. I think I think we're in the sense.
It might be in the comment sections. I don't know. I'm not on social media anymore.
Yeah,
so
if you're some fucking Proud Boy manosphere, fucking jughead, then probably they are, those people are all manner of horrible things already. So let's assume that they are anti-Semitic too.
Yeah.
But outside of them, I don't really encounter it anywhere.
No, I mean, it's not in public debate, but we have members of parliament showing talk about Muslims and people from.
Oh yeah, there's Islamophobia here.
Yeah.
So, big time.
So if you compare,
shocking to hear people's stories, just like people from Lebanon and Syria and these places, and it's just talk about the fucking hatred they experience.
No, but my point is that's just part of the public discussion.
Yes,
during in news media and in parliament. But the anti-Semitism is
not.
I mean, it's not.
No.
Yeah, nobody's really bringing it up. Even the racist shitheads aren't really bringing up a lot of Jewish stuff.
So in comparison to that group, no, there isn't.
Yeah, so but it might be getting worse. But I haven't noticed it.
No,
maybe because I'm not.
I think Iceland is probably a wonderful place to be Jewish.
I hope it is.
Yeah, I think there's a small but active, vibrant Jewish community here, and very little anti-Semitism really.
Yeah, I think, and I don't know. Then it becomes muddled up. There was a poll recently that we discussed on this show that Icelanders don't want to participate in Eurovision if Israel is participating.
Yeah.
Yes. But a horribly anti-Semitic.
As far as I understand that has nothing to do with hating a religious group or an ethnic group. It has to do with the policy of the state of Israel.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's anti-Semitic. That's just...
Jewish people of other countries are free to send as many contestants as they want, and we will not object to, any even a shred of their Jewishness.
Yeah. So
it is about learning to separate the state of Israel from Judaism.
But given that in the age of internet, you can find any slur to any group somewhere on the comment section. But
I don't think the internet invented that.
No, but the fact is that anti-Semitism has not entered the public discourse here, whereas you can see that with Muslims.
Yeah.
So on that scale, no. The answer is basically no. So
there was no question. There was no question. So the answer is no.
The answer is no. I disagree.
No.
I think we all disagree with the assumption made there. I think it's wrong. and probably has a lot more to do with a muddled idea about what is anti-Semitic and what is not.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to gauge, really, because there's no examples of this perceived anti-Semitism in this comment.
No, even so.
I think if there was like an anecdote attached to it, like a specific instance of anti-Semitic feeling, perhaps it is something that should be addressed and brought to light.
Yeah,
I'm happy to hear about any incidents that that people have experienced here that they would categorize as anti-Semitic.
But I mean, the bakeries don't sell babkas, so I mean that might be it.
I mean, there are no,
which is a shame.
Yeah,
I'm so sick of like the same 5 fucking cakes in every bakery here. Like, can we not broaden our horizon?
I don't think we have
bit?
any. We have places that are halal, right? But we don't have any places that are kosher that I know of.
Do we have places that are halal?
I think so, don't we?
I don't know.
Maybe not.
Sláturfélag Suðurlands, SS, they like wanted to produce halal meats, but it's like because of
no luck.
Pressure, they like did not.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. That's fucked up.
But maybe like they did it silently and sell it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is an example of Islamophobia that I think is, like very, very real and like kind of a big issue here.
Yeah. But I don't know, maybe you can have halal.
Yeah, I mean, sure, I was thinking there must be some restaurant, I think, or maybe they're not. But I know there's no kosher restaurant in Iceland.
Yeah.
Which is not a hard, like if you're a vegetarian restaurant, it's not a hard thing to do.
No, yeah. I've heard of like tour groups that have like kosher kitchen inspectors, and they like go into the kitchen and like watch the staff prepare the food.
Yeah, it's the whole thing, you need the rabbi to sign off of it and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but we have a rabbi, so that might work.
Yeah, just the one guy.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
All right.
So this was an
show.
exceptionally long. Aðalsteinn has to go to a meeting. Thank you all for listening and submitting your questions.
Yeah, please continue. Send questions to Jóndi@Reykjavík.
Text them directly to him at +3. No.
Yeah, I'm glad you just made up an email address that doesn't exist.
Okay.
No, just go away. Like Grapevine.
No, it probably does exist, but it's some other guy. Why am I getting all these fucking emails?
Or in the comment section.
What's with all these questions?
I'm not an anti-Semite. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
For watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.